Reports are being floated around about Meghan Markle bringing the heater that caused the alleged fire in Archie's bedroom. It's almost as if she'd staged the entire thing. Who brings a space heater to a well-appointed, newly refurbished, luxurious, modernized mansion in a country with a mild climate in September? Perhaps she was planning on getting rid of the child there on November 3, 2019. Ashley Danger Zone put out a YouTube video titled "South African Natives Spot the Real Archie." The video was removed but reinstated. Ashley said that there seemed to have been issues as a result of the forced premature delivery when the ambulance was parked at the back door of Frogmore Cottage for several hours. Also, Archie's hair, which was supposedly a frizzy orange, was covered on arrival in South Africa. While the odds were even that the child could wind up at all big-boned, blue-eyed red-hair like Thomas Markle Sr., they were equally good that the child could wind up looking Samoan. The child photographed looked Samoan. It's very sad indeed if the child were kept hidden because he has African-American features like Doria and Doria, his daughter, prior to extensive plastic surgery and cosmetic dentistry, of course. In the first episode of a podcast, Meghan tells her a story about the time that Archie's nursery supposedly caught fire. Harry and Meghan landed in South Africa on September 23, 2019, where they first stopped at the British High Commissioner's residence in Cape Town before heading out to the initial engagements in Nyanga that Meghan mentions in the podcast. Later the same day, they had further engagements at District 6 Museum and District 6 Home Command Centre in Zoan and Bloem, Cape Town. After finishing one of the engagements, Meghan describes being told there's been a fire in the baby's room at the housing unit where they were staying. According to Meghan, their nanny, Lauren, was supposed to put Archie down for his nap but decided to get snuck downstairs, bringing the baby along with her. When we went on a tour of South Africa, we landed with Archie, Meghan began. Archie was, 4.5 months old, and the moment we landed, we had to drop him off at this housing unit that they had us staying in. The moment we landed, we had to drop him off at this housing unit they had us staying in. She's also making it seem like she was kidnapped and forced to go and do these chores and forced to put her baby down. And when she uses words like housing unit, she's making it seem like she lived with a bunch of the villagers. In America, there is a negative connotation. With housing units, they sometimes referred to as sections of prisons or units for low-income families who struggle to make ends meet. And in regards to prisons, it's where the inmates sleep and have indoor recreation facilities. But the so-called housing units Miss poor little Meghan Markle stayed at was in fact the High Commissioner's house. Yeah, the High Commissioner's house. She continues. He was going to get ready to go down for his nap. We immediately went to an official engagement in this township called Nyanga, and there was this moment where I'm standing on a tree stump and I am giving this speech to women and girls, and we finished the engagement. We get in the car and they say there's been a fire at the residence. What? There's been a fire in the baby's room. What? Again, with the wording, we immediately went to an official engagement. Ergo, people are waiting for you. Nothing wrong with immediately tending to work. It's not like you have a 9 to 5 you have to clock into. The story continues with Meghan saying in that amount of time that she went downstairs, the heater in the nursery had caught on fire. There was no smoke detector. Someone happened to just smell smoke down the hallway, went in and got fire extinguisher. He was supposed to be sleeping in there. According to what Meghan says, the nanny and Archie were nowhere near the room when the nursery fire allegedly happened. South Africans express how they are upset with Meghan retelling the story in a negative light, making the country look bad.